Hello, and welcome to Patty Knits and Spins. I'm your host, Patty. You can find me on Ravelry as Patty Sand. I have a group, Patty Knits and Spins podcast. So please come and join us. Today is June 28th, 2014. This is episode 26. The bunny's back! On today's program, I'm going to be talking about the works in progress, my finished objects, spinning, tour de fleece, books, June wrap-up, July goals, the Alaska fun fact, and whatever else crosses my mind. So, grab your favorite drink and your knitting, and let's get on with the show. I want to start today's show talking a little bit about my mom. My mom has broken her leg 3 different times in the last 3 years. This week on Wednesday, she went out for lunch with the girls and my grandmother and I for the first time since her first break. I was really proud of her, because she got in the car by herself. We drove there. She does have to use a walker. But the only problem is that it took almost 3 hours to get our food. We got service, was really slow. Trying to get the lady to come and, refill our drinks was almost impossible. The food was good. The service was really slow. Because it should not take 8 people 3 hours to have lunch. That's just very ridiculous, especially during a work day. We may not all work, but that doesn't mean it should still take that long. But by the time we left, my mom was really sore, and she doesn't know if she wants to do this again, but I'm hoping to talk her into going at least once a month or twice a month, just her and I and Grandma, and hopefully that will work out better for her. So, crossing the fingers. It has also, this week, been raining a lot. There has been flood warnings. They had to open up the floodgates by Alaskan to take off the excess water. So Fairbanks is not flooding or anything. It's just pretty deep. So today I was going to record outside in my backyard, but 2 things stopped me. The first one is my neighbors in the back. Our backyards are butt against each other. Well, they don't butt against each other. They're showing it each way. There's an alleyway in between our houses. So they are out back in their backyard, I think remodeling their backyard or something, because they have lots of people over and it's noisy over there. So I figured that wouldn't be very good to do a podcast outside. The second thing is, last Saturday, my husband grilled wonderful steaks out back, which meant we scared the bunny away. So all week I've been looking out back to see if the bunny had come back. And this morning, there he was in the backyard eating the grass and the dandelions and the wild raspberries and strawberries I have in my backyard. So I decided I would let him stay and I would be in the house because it's so much fun to look out back and see a bunny hopping around. So that is why we are in the stash room, in front of the stash, instead of outside in the sunshine. So, after all that blathering, let's get on with the show. Works in progress. I am still working on the Mahia Mystery Knit Along by Laura Nelkin. I am knitting it on a size 5, 3.75 out of the Mustache yarn. In the hell of a skein, in a red colorway. And if you do not want to be spoiled, you will need to look away now. Okay, here is clue. Let's see if I can, maybe this will help. Oh, no, that won't help. Last week I noticed that it was really hard to see the clues. So here's clue 1. And this one was clue 2. And this is the one that was hard to see. Hopefully this will help. So here's clue 2. I liked it a lot. It was fun. And clue 3 took a little while, trying to get the right amount to pick up on each side to knit it. But here is clue 3. I enjoyed it. I like all of the beads. It's a lot of fun. Okay, and right now I'm in the middle of, or I'm not in the middle of the clue. She stopped the clue early, so there we go. I have really enjoyed this beading hook that I got from the She Knits podcast. She doesn't podcast anymore, but it was a really great podcast. She would talk about her life and her kids, and it was a lot of fun. So that's that. She's got an Etsy store. You could look her up. It's great. And if you looked away, you can come back because I'm just showing the yarn now. Here is the yarn. It is still living in my, oops, forgot the tag. It is still living in my Cat Squirrel Speaks bag in the medium size. I absolutely love her bags. They are great. The next thing on my needles is my stripy sock. I am knitting these out of the Regia, and the colorway is Candy. I was here last week, so this week I didn't work on it a lot. I got up, went and did the heel, which is a Fish Lips Kiss heel from Sock Therapist. And I know a lot of people have talked about it. It's a $1 pattern. It's great. It's 16 pages. It's a fantastic heel. I did use the other end of the ball for the heel so that my stripes would stay the same. I cast on using Judy's Magic Cast On 24 around. Went up to 68 inches. And just been knitting, and I'm just going to do a simple stockinette tube and then do a 2x2 rib and bind off with the lace bind off. I am knitting these on a US one, 2.25 millimeter, and this is living in my Lazy Sock Monkey bag. I had to go on my Etsy account to find out what it was because I couldn't remember who made the bag. I looked on her Etsy store and there wasn't anything on there, so I don't know if she has stopped making bags or if she has stopped using Etsy, or she's on vacation. I'm not sure. The last thing on my needles is the Endless Rainbow by Martina Baim. I am knitting these this out of Regia Flormania colorway in the Neon Rainbow, and Cascade Yarn Sateen in black. I am using a 1.5, 2.5 millimeter. And I was here on this green, and I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of the rainbow. And this week I didn't work on this a lot because I wanted to get spinning done. And, so I do really like this pattern. It's turning out great. Here's what it's going to look like when it's finished. I still have quite a bit of the Regia left. Here's the Regia. And I'm almost done with the first 300 yards of the sateen. So I'm hoping to bust this out in the next week or two and get it finished. With Tour de Fleece going, I should be able to do both. I'm not going to kill myself to spin, but I'm also, going to do other things besides spin. There we go. Okay, spinning! Yes, spinning. I went ahead and plied. I decided to two-ply it. This is the Louette Northern Lights in the Toffee colorway. I got a 2-ply. I did a center, wound it onto my skein, not my skein winder, my ball winder. Did a 2-ply, or a center pole ball, which I had to break it because it got all tangled up and it had a heck of a time. So I don't think I'll do that again. That was a big mess. But anyway, I got 251 yards of a 2-ply. And I really like it. I love how the colors turned out. I think I have a skein of yarn, hand spun, in my box back here that has these same colors. So if I do, I'll have another one and that'll be great. The other thing I decided to do was to finish up the, what was it? Ferndale? The Ferndale fiber. I had 8 ounces. I had bobbin 1 and 2 done. I had half of 3 done last week, at the end of last week. So I needed to finish 3 and do 4. Well, I went ahead and finished 3 and did 4 and plied them all yesterday. So this one is bobbins 4 and 2. I got 334 yards of a 2-ply, and it is washed and thwacked and so soft and squishy. It just, this 100% virgin wool just puffed. It was so beautiful. It hung nice the first try, and I was very, very, very happy. It's still a little damp, so I need to throw this back outside so it'll dry. And this one is 1 and 3, bobbins 1 and 3. I got 312 yards of a 2-ply with that one. And this one is also nice and plump and fluffy and feels so good. It will make a beautiful shawl or a really long infinity cowl or something like that, or a nice scarf. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So I have, sorry, I shouldn't have thrown it on the floor. I have 646 yards out of 8 ounces. So I'm very, very happy with that. I spun the singles on the Traveler and I applied this on the Joy. And I really like plying on the Joy. And I spun and applied this on the Joy. So I'm leaning more towards the Joy than I do the Traveler anymore, just because you can fold the Joy up and put it away. It doesn't take much yarn, area, and the bobbins are bigger. So I really do like the Joy much better than I do the Traveler anymore. Okay, so Tour de Fleece time. For those who do not know what Tour de Fleece is, in the spinning community on Ravelry and probably other places, when Tour de France is going, spinners do Tour de Fleece. We start spinning the same day, we take the same rest days, we do the same challenge day, and we finish the same time. So Tour de France and Tour de Fleece is July 5th through the 27th. The rest days are July 15th and July 21st, and the challenge day is July 19th. My goal this year is to spin for an hour, and the challenge day to spin for 2 hours, maybe 3. I don't consistently spin a lot. I hit and miss. So I'd like to get more consistent with my spinning, and just to, make it look nicer and to see how thin I can get. I'm still not getting really thin 4 ounces. Some people just blow my mind when they say how much they get in 4 ounces, because I can't get anywhere close to that. Not at all. So I'm hoping that during this Tour de Fleece that I will be able to, buckle down and do it. I have opened a thread on our Ravelry group for Tour de Fleece, so please put your goals in there, do daily check-ins, put your finished spinning in there. Be beautiful chat, have a good time, and let's see what we can do. I don't have a group in Tour de Fleece, the Tour de Fleece group. I don't have a group, but I figured, it would be fun to at least do that. Okay, the next thing on my list is books. I am not going to do a formal review because people have already done formal reviews on this book. It is The Botanical Knits 2 by Alana Dacos. Time for a drink. And what I will say about this book is the photography is outstanding. Whoever does her photography and it helps her, or if these are her ideas, fabulous for the photography. The leaves are just beautiful, and I think that I don't know, they're just fabulous. It's a nice close up of a sweater. The other thing that I liked in this magazine was when she was doing the sizing schematic, so you could see exactly what the sizes were and how big the sweater should be. She has laid it out with all the numbers, so if you, hopefully you guys can see that, if you need to change your numbers, you can see where you can change them and how, if your arm is a little bit bigger than what the rest of the body size is, you can go up, find out where that's at and then take the numbers from there. I really do like that because we're not all the same. Nobody is the same, and so having that schematic and showing me exactly what my numbers could be and how I can, or where I can change it, really helps. There is one pattern I do want to show because I think it's fabulous. Let's see if I can find it right away. Of course I didn't tag it. Sorry. There it is. This is called Forest Foliage. She did this out of Madeline Tosh in the Tosh Merino Light. She suggests 2 skeins, which is each skein is 420. But she also says if you want to do this, that it takes 550 yards of a lace weight to fingering weight yarn. And I just love the delicacy of that shawl. When I first started knitting shawls, I was not into the open lace work. I liked the thick, dense, where it would keep you warm. And as I have progressed as a shawl knitter, I do enjoy these open, beautiful shawls. If they're airy and light, I think that is just gorgeous. So I do see that forest foliage in my future. Sorry. Ooh, that was loud. The next thing I picked this up at Safeway yesterday when I went to get dinner. This is The Love of Knitting, Knit Accessories. And I really liked this. There were several shawls that I liked in here. Like I said, I am a shawl knitter, so this one is the Lace Leaf Edge, which you have seen several different versions of this. So if you don't want to get the magazine, there's so many different ones on Ravelry that you can find free and paid for that type of shawl. Let's see. There's a couple of them that were like, really? But I think that's in a lot of magazines. You'll find that there's a couple that you really wonder what the designer was thinking. Okay, I didn't say who the designer of the last one was. This one is Peaches and Cream. And this was done by Teresa Seinwelth. It's, I said that probably wrong. Her last name is Chynoweth. And she made these for Red Barn yarn. This one is on a worsted weight. So, She did this out of 2 skeins of Llama Sparkle, which is 273 yards a ball on a size 9. Yeah, 9, 5.5 millimeter. I like it. I think it's pretty. I could see, you know, doing that in a worsted weight yarn. That would be nice. And then this one is called Collier's Wood Shawl. This is by Jill Wolcott. It is a round shawl. And I wish I could show you a better picture of it, but the other picture has got all the, well, let me see here. Maybe I can figure out how to do that. And as I sit here, I look over at the little table that's sitting next to me. I forgot to show my finished object. Excuse me. Got this. Okay. There we go. Here is the round shawl. I just like the looks of it. I like round shawls. They're a lot of fun. And I could see taking that and going to town. Okay. There's cowls in here and hats. There's a couple of hats in here that are really cute. Here's the Hudson River Trail hat by Marie Segueras. And that's done out of a bulky weight. So I think that's pretty. Okay. And then the Brixton cap and the Boxley mitts. The Boxley mitts are on the website, but the Brixton cap is here. And, oh, the designer is over on the other side. I'll have to look back. And this one is done in a sport weight. Yeah, sports 2. Oh, no, it's not. Looking for the designer. Oh, this is another Jill Wolcott design. So I like that one. I think that's really pretty. I like the mitts too. I'll show you a close-up of the mitts. They're on the back page. I think those are really pretty. So you should check out this magazine, Love of Knitting, Knit Accessories, on your newsstand now. Time for another drink. And we're going to jump back to finished objects. I am a commander, medical chief officer for the USS Zimmerman, and our ship has decided to do, as a group, to do the science project, the science mission this time. And the science mission had, you could either use 2 colors or it had to have 2 parts. So what I did was I did Spring to Autumn Reversible Pot Holder by Wendy Pulsch. I did this on a size 7, 4.5 millimeter out of Lily's Sugar and Cream in the Mod Green and the white. This was 156 yards of yumminess. Did hurt the hand. My hand, by the time I was done with it, hurt because of holding yarn in 2 different. Sorry about that. 156 yards. Yes, sore hands because it is double knitting. You knit and purl at the same time. A lot of fun. I'm going to give this to my husband after I wash it and block it. It has not had that yet. June wrap up. I went ahead and I did finish the Game of Thrones knit along. That was one of my June projects, and I did the stitching and I started the Mahiak knit along, and that was the things I had set out for myself. My stash dash totals for June, I've got it over here. I did 3,241 yards for June, which brings my total up to 4,011. I need 5K for the Knit Girls Stash Dash is 5,468. I need 1,457 yards for July, and I think between spinning for Tour de Fleece and finishing up the projects that I have on the needles now, I should be really close or go way over. Let's hope. July's goals are to finish the mahia, knit along, to finish the July stripy socks, which are the socks that I'm knitting now. I want to stitch both the clues from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, which is the Once Upon a Time for July, and the Mysterious Halloween Town clue for the month of July. My Tour de Fleece spinning, like I said, an hour every day. And I was thinking about swatching for a sweater, but I think between spinning and stitching and finishing up those projects, that might be put on hold until after Stash Dash. So that would be in August. This Monday there was an earthquake here in Alaska, in the Aleutian Islands. It was 13 miles off of a island there. I can't remember the name of the island. I'll put it down in the bottom or in the show notes to give you a rough estimate. They first said it was a 7.1 on the Richter scale. Then they said no, it was an 8.0 on the Richter scale. And then they said no, it's actually a 7.9 on the Richter scale. Its epicenter was 1,400 miles away from Anchorage, which made it 1,800 miles away from Fairbanks. So, yeah, there was a tsunami warning, but nothing came of it, so that was a good thing too. I guess that's all I have to say this week. Yeah, looking around, that is all I have to say. These are getting longer and longer. I'm trying not to make them so long, but this one is long. So, I guess I will leave you with whatever you craft. I hope you craft it to your heart's content. And I will see you next week. So, if you're a new viewer, thanks for checking me out. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. And thank you to all 98 of you that have subscribed to me on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube as PatSand101. So please hit the subscribe button or the like and come over and join the group. So again, see you next week.